Hey everybody, it's Bob. Today I would like to talk to you about wood, and no, not the type you get in the morning. As a matter of fact, if you're having any trouble with too much or too little wood, please speak to a licensed medical provider and not some dude on the internet that sells stuff. What I want to talk to you about is wood, like what comes from trees. A lot of times you're going to find items like this. It's a really nice set of coasters that are made of wood, but it's a little drab. So, in order to sell this, what we want to do is we want to make it look a little better. It's a really simple process, and it only takes a few moments at best. It depends on how deep and how far you want to go into it. So, on items that I think someone might want to use for food, I use an item like this. It's 100% beeswax and nothing else. There's no additional products in it. You can also use mineral seed oil or a few other items. So go ahead and look it up. On top of that, items that may be like a clock. There are a ton of wood restore items that are out there. Those may not be food safe. You want to make sure to check before you use them. But it's a really simple process. Let's get to it. First off, what I do is I just simply use beeswax and paper towels. That's it. Put the paper towels on the counter just so you don't have to clean up more of a mess later. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and separate all my wood items, give them a quick inspection. If there's anything on it, clean it off. Try not to wash your wood items. If you get water on the wood, what it does is it raises the grain and it makes it a little rougher. And sometimes in order to get back to this finish, a nice smooth finish, you have to then resand it. If you don't do that, if you just put wax on it, you're good to go. So, quick check on each one of these. Doesn't look like there's anything stuck to them. If you did need to clean them off and you needed to wash them off, take a paper towel, get it wet, wring it out really good so it's pretty dry, and then use that so as little water will soak into the wood as possible, and then you make sure it's completely dry before you move on to the next step. So, just simple beeswax, just nothing else. And what you do is you take a paper towel, just wad it up, almost so you have like a paintbrush like this. I'll just dip it in, get quite a bit on, don't be scared of it. It's just beeswax. Now, when I rub it on, especially, I'll do 3 coats usually. When it's this dry, this wood is really, really dry. So what it's going to want to do is absorb this beeswax. So I just put it on, let it set, and I put more on there than you think you're going to need. I go ahead and put it on there, especially on this first coat, so it's piled up on the surface. It's not like a nice sheen to it. It's actually piled up. If someone picks it up, they're actually going to get wax all over their hands, and that's fine. Oop, I didn't completely cover that one. Do make sure you completely cover them. It's not like they need air or anything like that, just so you can stack them up. Now, this is a little bit of a messy process. You can wear gloves if you want. I'm using beeswax, just this natural beeswax, so it actually will make your hands softer. It's kind of like an all-natural, one of those things my wife buys all the time. So, again, I use quite a bit. Don't be scared of using too much, because you really can't. The wood will take what it will take, and then it won't take no more. So, but you can see how we start out, and this has this, let's get this in camera. See how dry that looks right now? So I'm going to go ahead and wax it, and you can actually see how much excess wax is on there. And I'll take some of that off to make sure I get the whole thing covered. And then even the back has excess wax. So you're going to see all that excess wax on there. It's not going to hurt it. Actually, it makes them really slick, which is kind of fun. All right. Let's get this last one done up. You can see just the change from that dark, that almost washed out color that they'll have when the wood gets dry, this nice rich tones that you get out of the wood. So this is the color that it is waxed. This is the color it is dry. So it makes a huge difference. I have installers redoing my air conditioning right now, and my dog is not happy with them. So yes, that's him in the background. All right, just this, same thing. And if you're gonna moisten, if you're gonna wet the wood, basically, try to get all of it. So, you know, you want to get the top, the bottom, and in this case, I'm even gonna try to get in between these slats. And again, it does take a bit of wax here. It's not like I'm being skimpy. I'm definitely putting more than enough on. And on this, since it's not going to come in contact with people's food, I could have just used a regular wood restorer. Not much price difference, to be honest. This is what I had handy, so this is what I'm using. But yeah, on this, I could have used just a regular wood restorer, but it doesn't really matter. All right, we're getting up in between those slats. And this just so that it will have nice, it'll be nice looking all the way over. That way you don't pull out a coaster and you see dry wood on the inside. So it took me maybe a minute and a half to do this whole stand piece right here, to completely cover it. In that amount of time, this is already soaked up almost all that excess wax I put on there. It's almost all soaked into the wood. So that's why, and the only reason it didn't as much here is because they've been stacked together. But that is why you definitely want to make sure you put excess on there, because this wood, I know for a fact, is really dry. Just looking at it and touching it, I can feel it. Perfect example is this bowl was very dry and very, and this is just that's actually only one coat on that. So now what we can do is we can come back and I'll restack these upside down. I know this isn't exactly the right way, the order that I did them in. Wipe off the excess, because they have been sitting long enough. They're gonna go ahead and suck it up. These may not even need a second coat, to be honest. These are coming out super nice. See how quick this is going? And what's nice is you're going to see how dirty your wood is. Sometimes you'll do this, and when you wipe it off, a lot of gunk's going to come off. Your towel's going to turn brown. It means you didn't clean very well. And in that case, you're probably going to want to go back and clean before you put another coat on. Again, on these are going on eBay. These are going to be real quick. I don't think these really need another coat. Some stuff will need 2, 3, 4 coats. These maybe aren't as dry as I thought they were, because they're just coming out very nice. I could probably put another coat on there and they would look better though. Every coat you put on will make them look a little better, because it'll absorb a little bit more of that wax. And then when you buff it like this, you polish it. Just brings that wood to a nice shine. Brings out those colors of the wood. So, now all we got left is this bottom piece. And we're just gonna, once again, hit it all the way around. Alright. Again, try to use all natural if you can, just because you never know. People do use wood for weird stuff, so give a final polish. And the thing is, when you clean out these insides, it's going to push stuff out each side, so you just have to be a little more vigilant, like on stuff like this. But again, it's super easy. Super, super easy. All of a sudden, I just took this dried out wood, and I guarantee you, my customer who buys this is going to be 10 times happier. I know this is a handmade product, probably from the 1980s. And there we go. It's all been rehydrated. The wood's all rehydrated. Has that nice sheen to it. The deep, dark, rich tones to it are back. Ready for eBay. That one I'm not going to put a second coat on. It came out so nice, the first one. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so this is wood. Thank you so much. Have a great day.